David, I know you guys talked about being more physical in the second half. How did you actually see that play out on the floor?
Yeah, I just thought our intensity was way better. We only had 3 fouls at the half, which is really hard to do. So I just thought the overall attention to detail defensively as a team, but then on top of that, putting your hands on people, playing a little more energy. And on top of that, I do want to make this point, they're a great offensive team now that they're healthy. And I know their numbers don't say it right now, but it's a lot when Porzingis is picking and popping. What Jalen Johnson is, a triple-double at the half. I mean, this is not who they've been with the injuries in and out and all those things. So just an overall much better attentive defensive energy in the second half. And, it led to the runs that we made and got us back in the game. And it's another example of how long NBA games are.
Jamal can be a really good timely defender, it seems like, in certain spots. Just what did you see on those big plays that he made the last 2 defensive possessions, really?
Yeah, no, he does. You're right. And I also think there's a certain respect that has to be given to the fact that he has the ball all the time. And to have 12 assists in the second half is a testament to him making the right play over and over. And then you couple that with the late defensive plays, battling in the post when we switched down the line 1 through 5. So Jamal was another example of that energy defensively that we had. But, Jamal's just the way he's playing. He gets 52. You think you're going to come out and shoot 25 times. Why not? He goes 8 for 16 instead and gets 23 and 12 and 5 and just kind of takes whatever the game is giving him. Found Nicole in the pocket countless times, which led to wide open shots or, finishes at the rim. So Jamal's, he's playing as good as anybody right now. And obviously finding the big fella in the second half was a good thing.
When you have a team with a championship pedigree, in these moments, is this something you have to say to them at halftime when you're down by 19, or is it just one of those things where you just know we know what to do and let's go out and do what we need to do?
Right. We literally at the half only talked about the foul total. The fact that we only had 3 fouls was just absolutely crazy to me in an NBA game, which means you're not touching anybody. And with the way we've been scoring the ball, we didn't shoot the ball well in the first half. And so I knew we could walk the game down. To your point, we've had experiences. We've been in a lot of games like this. And I just thought the energy, once we got it under 10, now it's a real game. And I knew we could get there. And obviously, Big Fella is really special what he did in the second half. And so, there is some of that. And I think also, again, like everybody knows in here, that these games are so long. There's always a chance to make a run. And the way we shot the ball in the second half with Tim and Cam and Jamal, coupled with Nikola, what he did, and then the team defensive energy, it leads to giving yourself a chance. And I give them a lot of credit. We get up 11-12 there in the fourth. That's a back-breaking run that we made, and they come right back at us and make a run. So it says a lot about their team, too, and what Coach Snyder, what he's doing here.
You talked about being more aggressive at halftime. You only had the 3 fouls. What does it say about you, your coaching staff, and the team that you have around it, that if the leaders don't buy into that and they say, relax, coach, it's just another game, it's game 20, whatever. But the way they came out, and especially Joker, I thought led the way. I mean, when I saw him on the free throw line instead of back, when we were shooting free throws, I said, something's changed.
Right. The overall intensity, like you said. And I think so far this year, and you have ups and downs emotionally as a team, this team has had 0 excuses. I've talked about the schedule. It's been tough. It's led to some weird nights, especially at home. But this is what we're doing right now on the road. It's really impressive. It speaks to a veteran team, professional team. And, to your earlier question, how you walk a game down, there's a lot of ways to win these games. Right now we're scoring, and every night we're scoring. But we have to have these defensive segments where we flip the game, and we feel like we're playing downhill. I felt in the first half they played so fast. It just felt like we were, back on our heels, which leads to no physicality, which leads to drive and kick, and everybody's feeling good about themselves. So I just thought everybody kind of looked at themselves at halftime and said, we don't have to yell at each other here. Just got to play a lot better, and we did.
Coach, you see Joker every night, and you see how he's able to
Thank God.
Just be all over the game. But to that point, when you have a Jalen Johnson on the other end, he was able to do almost like you would see a Joker do every night.
Right.
How is that hard to defend?
Well, guys like the Joker and what Jalen did tonight, there's so much optionality to their decision making. There's guys that are so gifted at scoring the ball or so gifted at getting other people the ball. When you play somebody that can do both and they get into space, there really is a 50-50 feel to how you rotate because you're not fully committing to anything because anything could happen. And with his size, Jalen, and the way he handles the ball and the way he wants his teammates to touch the ball, his future is so bright. And I love what the offense are running for him. It reminds me of things we try to do with Nikola, where he's not a position. He's a hub. And you play through him, and he's going to make his teammates better. So Jalen's really, really special player. I wish he hadn't come back tonight, but obviously he did, and his numbers were outrageous.
Just to your point, sort of about emotional ups and downs of the season, one form of that you guys have not really seen close to at all has been trailing by a ton of points in a game. You just have not been in positions where teams are threatening to blow you out even. When they're making everything that they're making, just is there value in kind of seeing how the bench, how the huddles can respond to those situations and try to keep playing through it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather be up 20, obviously. But no, I think we have veteran players. These guys have been in so many of these games. They know what they're like. They know they can get away from you too. But all you can do is give your best effort possible, play cleaner. Like I said, be more attentive to what the game is, and you never know. You get yourself back in the game because it's so long. And I think it's important to make the point that people say we've blown leads. We have. This is the NBA in 2025. And if people think that we're the only team that blows leads, watch the league. Get NBA League Pass and watch every single night. This happens every night. There's too many talented teams. Just talked about Jalen Johnson, what he can do. The guy can flip a game in every possible way. All the shooting on both teams. And tonight, that one run we made when it was Jamal, Cam, and Tim, that can feel overwhelming when we're just knocking three down after three down after three down. And that's what the league is now. This is not way back in the day where you get up 15, 20, and it's over. This is not what this is. So you got to do the best you can to not succumb to it. But sometimes it happens. And tonight, luckily for us, it was us. We were the team that did it.
I know you were saying that you only talked about the physicality and the fouls at halftime, but do you have to say anything to Nikola when he has a shooting half like he did in the first half, or you just know he's going to go into that zone in the second?
Yeah, no, nothing. And I think sometimes people don't understand the shots that he took in the first half. I think we're just trying to find my rhythm kind of shots. And sometimes when he gets doubled in the post, it's hard to go find your offensive rhythm unless you get to the free throw line. One, or the post-up is one-on-one. He can see the ball going and go from there. So a lot of those other break threes, I'm always okay with because I know why he's doing it. I know he's trying to find his rhythm. And eventually he finally made the one, but also that he got to see the ball go in from the free throw line, finished around the rim. So, this guy's a three-time MVP. Ends up 13 to 26 after 2 for 13 in the first half, 40 by the end of it, 9 and 8. Like, it's what it is. It's clockwork. Enjoy it. Thanks.
Jamal, how did you guys flip the script?
We could have done in the first half, made some shots. It was kind of a tale of two halves. I don't think it was a lack of effort though. It's kind of what the game went, and they were obviously on fire to start, and we were pretty cold, but we had pretty good deflections and we were rotating pretty well. So first half they're making shots, we didn't pay too much attention to it. We knew that you're not going to shoot like that the whole game. That's not what they do. So we just kept playing our game and got to our spots, walked them down, and got the dub.
Would you describe your defensive mentality down the stretch, personally?
I'm third team on all defense.
What were you trying to accomplish down the stretch with those stops, though?
Get the ball, don't let them shoot threes, no foul.
The 12 assists in the second half, how did you get to facilitating in that way?
Guys making shots easy. Guys making shots. Everybody's being unselfish, and we're moving well without the ball. We're running a transition, so it's kind of a little bit of everything. Our defense fueled our offense, and that just got started.
They're making everything early. You guys haven't been down a bunch like that really at all this season, especially 20 plus. How important is it just to kind of go through a situation like that and kind of be able to emotionally respond to it and just handle that type of adversity that you guys haven't seen yet?
It's good. I mean, every game is different. Like I said, they came out hot. They made shots. They played well on the home floor, and we didn't make shots, so we didn't pay attention to it. We just got to keep playing our game. It's a long game. Just came down to executions, and I think it was like tempo. I think that was key today. Just both teams are running really fast, but who could execute in those transition points? Who could find the open lanes? Who could not foul? Who could draw fouls? So it's kind of like that kind of game.
When you all were down 19 going to halftime, was there any talks amongst the players? I know Coach said he didn't really talk about anything but like fouls and everything, but was there any talks amongst the players as far as getting back and doing what you all had to do to get the lead?
Well, we know what we got to do. Like I said, we didn't pay nothing to it. They shot really well on our home floor in the first half, and we didn't make too many shots. In the second half, we flipped the switch and walked them down. It was really it. We knew that they couldn't sustain that kind of shooting. It felt like they were going to break a record, so we knew that they couldn't sustain that, obviously, you know what I'm saying?
And then, after scoring over 50 the last game, what is your mentality coming to the next game? Is it one of those things, let me say, from hot, just win, there's no...
Nikola, you were on the bench for, I think, a big stretch of this, but I think you guys scored 20 unanswered points. What was your viewpoint of what was going on the floor in the second half during that time?
I mean, I think in that I think in that period we were the one who dictated the tempo of the game. We were even we created the offense. We were moving the ball. I think in that moment they had like 1-2 pass shot, and we controlled the defensive rebound. And everybody had like a little moment. Bruce had a 3, Tim had a 3, Cam had a 3, Jonas had a big dunk, Jamal had a tough shot, tough had one. So everybody had like a little moment. And me and P. Watt was on the bench having fun.
You and Jamal have known each other for a long time now. You played together for a lot. When you're in a situation like that, down 20, how much of that execution of yours is just instinctual between you and him, knowing where to be and knowing how to play?
I mean, I think it depends. Of course, depends who gets going. Like Jamal is a really big, tough shot maker, a big, tough shot maker. Big, huh? Yeah. I mean, he's a big shot maker and a big time, tough shot maker. Does make sense?
Yeah. You did it first.
Yeah. And he loves those moments, and sometimes it's me and sometimes it's him. But I think Cam had a really good open look in the corner. We missed that one. It was. Then I think who had a corner 3 on the kick out? Tim, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he hit the top of the key.
Tim, yeah. So I think it's not always just us. So me and Jamal, I think it's that the whole team puts us in a great spot.
What was your mindset personally, just coming out of kind of a rough first half for you?
I mean, I'm not going to go down without a fight. Just being aggressive. Like I said to Katie, if I miss a shot, I'm going to miss it aggressively. Like I feel like the ball was slipping out of my hand. Like I was just too loose, I'm going to say sissy in those moments. Like even like I was not attacking the way how I was supposed to attack and be aggressive. I was just kind of there, both ways of the floor. And I just wanted to. If I'm going to lose, at least I'm going to give a fight.
Nikola, you have the gift where you can affect the game any and every way. When you see someone like Jalen Johnson do the same thing tonight, how hard is it to defend? I
mean, it's hard. It's good to see that his team believes in him. Everybody figured out that he's the guy in the moment, and everybody is playing the role for him. And he's actually really, he's a big guy who can handle the ball, who can see and pass. Basically every pass. So he was tonight. He was a really good. He was good. He was the problem.
How much do you enjoy going up against Porzingis like you did tonight?
I mean, I played with him 11 years, so against him 11 years. I haven't even in Europe. So I think we know each other so much. I don't know. I'm not gonna say I love to play. It's just another game for me.
Nikola, I know this is not game related, but there's going to be a new All-Star game format this season where Europeans, non-Americans are together. Just your thoughts on that and how that might affect.
Maybe it's going to be bad like every other year. So we're going to see.
Didn't ask you the other night. How did you get those scratches? What was the play that?
Actually, I made a foul. I fouled it. Yes.
Who did you foul?
Nemhard.
But Nemhard gave you the scratches on the play, though? Okay.
That has to be one of your worst all-time scratches.
No, I had a couple of good ones, but.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.